This time on Universal Confusion Podcast. Today, guys, I think a lot of people are talking shit about this country we live in, and I don't understand it.
Yeah.
I think they've lost sight of what it really means.
And
Yeah,
that's okay.
there was a time when different points of views could be talked about. Now it's just yelled about.
Well, and maybe you'd learn something. If me
Yeah.
and you disagreed on something, maybe we could discuss that. And who knows? Maybe you'd learn something. Maybe I'd learn something.
Like if I had to fight for our rights and country and stuff, yeah, sure, why not? Like, it's worth it.
Well,
I think we
I think
have.
most sane people probably would, but it's the other people that aren't willing to fight for anything, but they want to be on social media and shit, just blasting people.
You
know,
left and
but-
right.
using
Welcome back to another episode of Universal Confusion Podcast. We're here again with Drew. Aaron's still out. We had to bring Drew back again.
Dude, I'm so happy to be here on the #1 podcast for being left on in the background while you're boning.
Yeah.
And
That's what we're going
I
for.
think Justin is like caught on to it because I hear some of his catchphrases sometimes.
Oh
He's,
yeah.
Oh, do you want to do them or
No.
Oh.
Hit it. Hit it.
Well, the first one is nice stroke, bro. That's my Justin voice.
Mhm.
And then he's got another one. He's like, don't nut yet, buddy.
Yep.
You know,
Okay.
I hear that all the time.
When you're watching our podcast while you're boning.
Well, yeah, it's in the background.
Yeah, background.
Yeah.
Yeah, like some people music and stuff, but
No,
Also-
it's your guys' voices. It
Remember
just
to
keep me
shave
rock
it.
hard.
Yeah. Shave it before you slay it. You know that's also.
I like it. I like it, Drew. I appreciate that a lot.
I mean, it's mostly Justin, though. His catchphrase is really.
Yeah, but
stand
we
out.
brought Justin on, so I feel like we're the reason, really.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like
that
behind the
was-
scenes.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, your guys are the reason I get hard. But Justin, like, he coaches me
Yeah.
subliminally.
Yeah.
What was that word? What was that word?
Which-
Well, I mean, like, you know,
Subliminally.
up, down, left, right. Back,
Justin-
forth, back, forth.
Boom! I got 30 nuts.
Quit giving out the Contra cheat codes.
Yeah.
Dude. We're going to have a problem.
I think
here.
Justin is the cheat code, is what
He's-
Drew's
he
saying.
is the cheat code.
I am, ladies.
All right, just calm down. All right, so Drew's back again. Today, guys, I think a lot of people are talking shit about this country we live in, and I don't understand it. I think they've
Yeah.
lost sight of what it really means, what America is, what it should be.
Yeah, what the reason for it is
Yeah.
to begin with.
No,
I think
and
people get hung up in their ideas about what they care about, what they this, what they that. It doesn't even matter. When the idea of the United States
yeah, there was no pronouns.
is no, there definitely wasn't pronouns, except for
It was all men.
Rhode
There was
Island,
only race.
but- it was very racist.
Fair enough.
It
Fair
was
enough.
very, but the whole point of the country is an actual free country, and I know it's not completely free, and I know there's definitely laws that we do have to obey. Some of those are overreaching. Some of them are completely acceptable and normal. You know, thou shalt not murder. Like, it's in the commandments if you're a religious person, but I think it makes sense
It's
for a
kinda
country
just
to have
common
like
sense.
let's not kill each other.
Yeah, that'd be
Like
best.
as a society.
Yeah.
However, I think people lose I don't know, just reality in the fact that we're the only country in the world the people have ever had actual rights. You don't have rights in most or any that I'm aware of, like other countries. Like there's freedoms there,
Yeah.
but not rights. And I think that's a huge difference. And I think a lot of people miss that. And I think what they miss is why we became the United States of America to begin with. And the whole reason there was the revolution. And that was because we're a fucking free people. We have the right to defend our life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And there's nowhere else on the planet that you have that right.
Well, and to that, so what drives me insane is when I hear people talk about rights or freedom in the perspective of the government, gives you these rights. It's like, no, I have those rights. In fact, in the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, it says that they have no right to take away my rights.
That's part of it.
I already have them. I was born with them, and I think that's
Well, that's the whole. I mean, like the whole definition of your right is a thing that is inherently yours.
but it's not given to you.
No,
You were born.
it is your. Like these are the
Free.
things that you get. Like
You
for
have
being
you
here on
have
Earth.
them with or without government. The government
Yes.
doesn't give them to you because
Right.
It's saying that the government
It's a construct because of society.
it is.
That's why we have the rights. But those are the things that they basically define as like you get.
saying the government gives you rights
Bar
says that I only have these because another man bestowed them
because they
upon
say
me.
it's okay.
And that is
Right.
not what they mean. What they
Yeah.
mean is you have this right because you are a living, breathing creature. And I've said,
Correct.
and
Yes.
some people think this is a stupid analogy, but it's absolutely true. If the deer mauls the deer hunter to death because he ain't quick enough, is the deer guilty of murder?
No.
Or was it just trying to live?
No, that's code of honor.
That's-
If you try to
well,
kill
it's
me
code
and
of
I
honor,
kill
but it's-
you
it's
because
every-
you tried to kill me, but I win.
Every
then-
living creature has the right to pursue its own life.
I mean,
No, I totally agree.
Right.
And I think that we missed that point is that this country is about the freedom to be able to do whatever you'd like, and that's a lot of people that actually want to say America's bad have the freedom to do that because they're in a free country. If you tried to do that shit in Russia or China, well, you just fucking disappear now,
You'd
don't
be
ya?
disappeared. Yes.
Like, and I know those are probably two extreme examples and everything else, North Korea being another one or
Well,
whatever. But you also don't have rights. Like Ireland just came out with a thing recently where hate speech is a crime, and it's a super vague law of anything that you say that might harm another person is as a prosecutor. Yeah, you can prosecute somebody about it.
yeah.
Like that's bullshit.
That is bullshit.
And
They're words. What happened? What happened? You remember being a kid? Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt
no, I
me.
kinda
What the
remember
fuck happened to that saying? I lived my life by that.
yeah, I mean,
And now
honestly,
all these-
I'm rubber, you're glue. Whatever you say to me bounce off me, sticks to you.
Exactly. Like what?
Like
What
you can't-
happened?
You can't affect me with your meh.
No, and I
talking
think
shit.
people should have the right to say whatever they want, whether you agree with it, disagree with it. What? Who
dude, like some people
I
need-
agree.
See, exactly my point.
You know, I agree to.
Okay, great.
no, I mean, you should be able to
Great
say
point.
whatever the fuck you
Whatever
want to
you
say.
want.
Yeah.
And if you want to say I'm a fucking bigoted asshole, then that's your right. I can also say you're a pussy little bitch. That's my right. And
Yeah.
that's how that works.
Why'd you look at me when you said that?
Well, because, you know.
Your man cave.
Oh.
No, I
Don't
think
dare
that's
dive in my man cave.
I think that's fair, and I think that's right. I think like even going back to like the businesses and stuff. Like remember that bakery that got in trouble for not making the
Anyone make gay cakes?
gay wedding
the
cake
gay
or whatever?
cakes one kills me.
Gakes.
I don't want to. I don't want to make cakes. I don't
No
want to make
cakes.
gay cakes.
No, here's my
You shouldn't be able to make me make gay cakes. I don't even make cakes for one.
Where's fucking Dr. Seuss right now? I swear to God, I won't bake your gay cake. You cannot make me bake this cake. I will not bake your gay cake.
That sounds like a great book.
No, but I
I'm gonna spend that.
I think that feeds directly into like freedom of speech and things like that. Like I can say whatever I want, and if you don't like it, you don't have to like me or associate with me.
Or listen.
You can even talk shit about me afterwards if you want to,
Absolutely.
and that's fine. But I still get to say
Comment
whatever the hell I
below.
want. Like
Yeah.
that's free
I
speech.
mean, that's what it's for.
That's freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should be. And
Yeah.
it's crazy that like they try to take that shit away and like how insane just like the companies get with
Oh, and
all
it's
that
little by
stuff.
little.
And
It's little like the woke score that Disney's like top of the leaderboard on and stuff. Like,
yeah, dude, and trying to cancel free speech from other companies like X and shit like that. Like,
Yeah.
dude, it's
What's crazy is if there was like an apocalypse, if there was a world
'Cause-
war, if shit got real fast, none of that shit would matter at all because it would all be about survival. And that's
I mean, dude, I hate to say it, but that's a lot of issues we face here is it's a lot of it's all perception based, and people have no real perception of what like struggle and
Mhm.
like real poverty and like
No,
shit
none.
is.
Well, they
And
have
it's
nothing
like
else to worry about
most-
besides someone calling them the wrong pronoun or some shit.
Yeah,
like-
because they're not worried about food or water.
Well,
Well,
right.
and then people want to sit there and complain and be like, "Oh, well, these people in all these like thousands of homeless in like L.A. and California and all that across the country, like, look, like you let nature, right? Like, and most of these people put themselves into these positions.
That's
Occasionally,
a long line of bad life
Yeah.
decisions. Is
Well,
what that is.
not always.
Not
I think a
always.
lot of the homeless now in this country are migrants that are here, maybe
Well-
not legally, and
But maybe that was a bad decision.
but they
but even
they-
most of them, like, they're not going to
But
be.
they're
They're not
better
the
off
homeless.
now.
Oh,
They're because they're
Then
actually
that's-
going out
then
and
they don't
trying to
see
do
that as a bad
anything
decision.
a
to
lot of
make
them,
money.
yes, a lot, not all. Some of them
Because-
are here for nefarious reasons.
Oh,
Haven't
yeah.
said that for a few.
Well, but
podcasts.
I just
Wanna
mean
throw that
like,
out there.
but
Nefarious.
they're not the homeless that were like the drug addicted people. Like,
no,
that's-
there's lots of
That's
that.
the homeless. Like,
But you also have the freedom to do that.
they made these decisions.
yeah, if you want to.
like
But that's kind of the thing. Yeah.
that's the thing about freedom. I mean, is the fact that you have the freedom to disagree, and I always go back to when I start thinking
Can't
about
remember where
this.
it's trying to go.
This was a small town south of here, Ashcombe. I'm sure this police officer is retired by now. I didn't even actually know his name. I just know he was the sheriff of that small town at one point in time. And my buddy Paul, you know Paul, he said that he had a conversation with him one time just about random things, whatever. And he said, as a police officer, as a sheriff, I do not care what you're doing at all, not even a little bit, as long as your fun
Mm-hmm.
doesn't harm their fun.
Oh, exactly.
And if your fun isn't harming their fun, then none of it matters to me, and I'm not even going to be around.
Right.
And that's kind of where, like, I think a lot of people lose is like, this guy's laughing at this, and I don't really appreciate it. You know, I'm not a huge fucking Matt Rife guy, but like they went to cancel him. Numerous other comedians, Tony Hinchcliffe,
Yeah,
fucking,
yeah.
I could go on forever. Over something they said.
I think
they
that's a whole
didn't
different
like.
story, though, because I mean, these guys are comedians. What they're doing is comedy.
No, but it is the story, though. And the story is that, like, people want to be like, oh, you can't say this, you can't say that. That's hate speech. And unfortunately, I believe that our Constitution guarantees hate speech.
Yeah.
You can hate speech all the fuck you want about anybody,
I agree.
no matter what group it is. You want to hate on white fucking cisgender males? Come on. Let's hear what you have to say.
Well,
But-
I mean, it's crazy to
You
say
have the right
because
to do that.
yeah, and it's like, okay, do groups like the KKK have the right to exist? And the unfortunate side of what can be
Yes.
the unfortunate
Yes.
side of having those freedoms of speech is like, yeah, they can say that as long as it's like, honestly, like again, the sticks and stones thing, like you said.
They can rally
Like,
all they want.
Yeah, as long as they're not literally like going out
Physically-
and harming people.
Physically harming
then
people.
if they
now
do,
you have a
then
fucking
yeah,
problem.
you're prosecuted to the effects of the law.
Right.
Like,
Well, and the best part about that is that everybody else has the right not to like those people because of the things they say or
Right.
believe.
exactly.
But the attacking,
But you can't attack them for
No.
the words
and you can't prosecute them.
on either side.
And they've tried to start moving that in, like, hey, we don't like what he said. Let's try to
Oh,
get him
well-
into the American litigation system, which
now
is
there's-
just fucked.
Yeah.
Oh,
Not
well,
flawed in any
you know.
way.
No.
You don't want to hurt him. Oh well, he said something bad, and now I'm emotionally hurt.
But
Well, maybe you should, I don't know, like grow up.
if we lose sight of the fact that the
It's not
reason
Disney.
America exists is because people have any living, breathing person has the right to pursue happiness. That period. When you lose sight of that, you end up like the rest of the fucking world, and it's garbage out there, man.
Oh, yeah.
There's nothing really good out there. It's not. I mean, this country's fucked up and it's got a lot of fucking problems, but a lot of these countries, most of them, and if not all of them, you don't have freedoms. You have what they say.
Well, and
you
there's
can
a
have.
reason why. And Gus, look this up real quick while you're there. I believe that the United States Constitution is one of the longest lasting constitutions of any free sovereign country.
Well, I don't think there's a lot of
because we have
constitutions
had,
out
we
there
have
either.
had as
Just
far
about
as-
every country has
well,
something
it's-
resembling a
it's
constitution,
funny,
but
we have voted in regime changes.
I guess
So like
my
it's like the people are allowed to basically vote in their government.
Yeah.
And it's like unlike other countries where it's like the government's gonna just like somebody might come in and kill them and then just take over.
but I guess my point is that the reason why
except like the parliament, but I mean that's still it's in house. You don't get to pick who's your
right. No, but I guess my point is like the reason why
leader.
the United States works like it does as far as freedoms and things like that go is because of the original Constitution, the roots of where the country was founded.
Well,
And I personally, I would be totally fine if we abolish all laws and just go back to straight the Constitution is the law. And then let's start over here.
well, I would agree that there have been a number of amendments, as we'll call them, because that's what.
Well, the Bill of Rights are the first 10.
These amendments to the Constitution.
No, yeah, I'm fine with that.
Like, no, we don't need these like crazy.
But I'm talking about the
all
other.
these
I'm talking
crazy
about all the
amendments.
other stuff, like the everything outside of the Constitution. Like I'm fine with the amendments to the Constitution because that's all voted on.
Oh, well,
and
that's true. Yeah.
That it's
Some of it.
put in there in a certain way, right?
Yeah.
I
But
understand.
our representatives stopped being our
I'd like to
representatives
go
some
over it.
time ago.
You know.
They did.
They don't represent us. They represent an elite group of people, and they have, and mostly, from what I can tell, pharmaceuticals and
They only
bankers.
say they represent us until they get elected.
And that's I think the thing that and the rights aren't, it says right there, inalienable rights. They're not gifted to you by your government. They're gifted to you by the right of existence.
By being
I
alive.
don't give a shit if you call it God or whatever
Whatever
the
you
fuck
wanna
you
call
are,
it.
but it's the right of existence.
Right.
What if I
If
called
you-
it Allah?
If you
That-
cool.
You
Not my
should be
problem.
able
I mean,
to.
there's
Right,
probably
right,
a
right.
group of people that'll be upset.
But you're gifted a set
But
of rights by
you
your
could almost
existence,
say anything, and somebody's
by
gonna
your
get upset.
reality. And there's no one on the face of the planet that is worthy to take that away from you. And I would argue that, I mean, everybody knows I'm an arrogant prick. There's nobody
Yes.
on the fucking face of this planet that I'm going to bow to. I'm not going to kneel to you. See, I got this dodgy knee. I just can't I just can't do it. And I don't care how much money you have, how much power you have. I don't care if I die in the process. Not going to fucking kneel to you.
Well-
Can't do that. And I don't feel like, I feel like
Because-
that's what America is we don't bow to fucking tyranny,
Well,
period, of any sort.
and I think when they set it up like that, it was you were supposed to be equal, but for some reason now we've equated wealth to like your place, like, oh, he's
Yeah.
got more money, he's better than I am.
Yeah.
And like a lot of people get into that where it's like, no, the old American way and how America was, and was just kind of code of honor. Like, I don't care your position. You punch me in the face, I'm going to punch you in the face back. I mean, like,
Yeah.
there's a little bit, a level of authority that was taking place with, and we kind of allowed it because it's like, we can't oversee
But now you have,
all the different states and everything like that, which is why the government's even there was basically to just kind of control the states and keep everything in.
but now you have people that
So
are
who-
like, we need to do what the
Together.
government says. Rage Against the Machine. Fuck you. I'm not going to do what you told me. Now it's fuck you. You better do what they told you. And that's fucked
Yeah.
up. Like the fact that
Which is funny because they're on board with that.
I know.
The ones that used to push back against government and
it's
stuff,
funny,
they're,
but
they've all flipped.
the band is, I will say, as far as I know, Zach is pretty much like, no,
Okay.
because
Yeah.
he's still very like anti-government.
Okay,
But like,
You would know better than I would.
It was just an example. I wasn't actually
But
talking
no, no,
shit
no,
about
but I-
Rage.
no, no,
I wasn't
no.
talking shit
No,
about
no,
Rage.
but,
I'm
like-
just saying
no,
that's what
but-
we grew up with.
no,
and
I
then
wasn't
the
agreeing.
script is flipped.
Like Tom Morello, like, and them guys, like, well, I know at least Tom Morello, he's like, oh yeah, like he's kind of weird about it, but Zach's like, nah, fuck that. That's why he's not in the band.
No, and I think what's
Because
funny
he
is
was like, writings on the wall. You guys aren't real.
Here's the thing about Tom Morello. Just a little side note is very creative guy, man. One of the fucking best bass
Oh,
guitarists.
yeah, he went to
whatever.
Harvard and all that
Amazing,
shit.
amazing,
Super
fucking
smart.
intelligent guy and everything else. But the only way he's that way is because he's not real smart. So what you have is the very creative people that do amazing things are not like statistically and informationally and factually intelligent. They just have this huge creative side. So like,
Well-
I would never listen to somebody who was a great artist tell me about
You-
life. Like
well-
fucking just draw pictures, motherfucker.
Well,
I
the
don't-
thing is like you can be extremely intelligent and still brainwashed.
Yes, absolutely.
Like you can still be.
Yeah,
In fact, you might be more apt to be brainwashed.
it's possible. Yeah.
But what drives me crazy, and it seems like, getting back to the like people complaining about the country and stuff like that, is that they want to argue it's good for society. When, to be honest, I really don't care about what's good for society. I'm more interested in what's good for the individual. And I think the individual should have the right to just about whatever they want, short of, murder, things like rape,
Yeah,
things like this
There's
that
clear,
harm
there's
other
clear lines
that
there.
harm other individuals. But short of that, do what you want. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand.
Well,
we have to
like-
do it because it'll make society better. That just seems like a
I do
blanket
understand.
you throw
but
over
see,
a shit
I do
pile.
understand that you kind of have to have a set of
Do you?
general.
Not at all.
I would say like laws are like guidelines anyway. It's more like, hey, don't murder unless he tried to murder you, then murder the shit out of him.
But
You know
look,
what I mean?
as a perfectly sane person,
But that's kind of the thing, though. Like, you should be able to, if somebody tries to murder you and you murder them back, like in the hustle, like you're done. They're like, no, like you're okay. Like they tried to kill you, code of honor.
Right.
And it's that kind of thing. Like,
The right to exist.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like you have that right. Like,
but I mean, at its most basic form, laws, I mean, it's pretty much just common sense, be a good person stuff.
Yeah,
Like, don't kill,
like,
don't
well,
steal,
dude,
don't.
again, like
I'm a perfectly sane person, and I don't want to go do those things. If the laws were there or not, I would probably not just go around murdering.
well, yeah,
Right.
Just for
I think,
sport,
well,
like-
even like Penn from Penn and Teller said, and I'm pretty sure the four of us could sit here and be like, I have raped and murdered everyone I want to.
Right.
Yes,
And that's
yes.
no one.
Well,
I've
just
never
zero.
done that. Like I don't
never
really
wanted to do
like
that.
people.
I
have
don't
made-
think about it.
People have made me upset. People have like pissed me off, but I've never like genuinely like I punch them in the face.
Sure.
Yeah. Oh,
No, I've thought about
Sure.
murder.
Okay.
but
Well,
like, but you haven't done it because it's just like
No,
ultimately
because That's not
like why it's not really
away
worth it in the end.
everything someone's ever had or everything they will have. That's pretty harsh fucking punishment. I'm just saying, like that's.
Well,
Yeah,
do we think it's
It greatly
and I know
affects
where you
a
guys
lot of
stand
other
on this, so this is more of a rhetorical question, but we think it's okay to take away people's rights to make society better
Well, absolutely not.
I wouldn't say take. Yeah, you couldn't take again
or freedoms,
Those
however you
rights-
want to word it.
like the whole speech thing because that's just a big one right now. It's a lot of shit. It's like really extremely prevalent that they're
Mhm.
removing it right now. And it's like they're trying to because dude, it's like every other government out there. Like you can go over like the Middle East. Like you can't talk shit about them motherfuckers.
No.
You can't talk shit about Saudi Arabia and be like Saudi journalism talking about it. Like they're gonna be like, okay, bye.
Chop your ass up in an embassy. I
Yeah,
saw it.
they
Mhm.
fucking did it. They did it.
Yeah,
It was like,
literally.
and nothing happened. Like, oh, well,
Yeah, I don't know where you went.
Like, dude, it's like the fact that we can do what we do is phenomenal as a country. Because the freedoms we do have, we can sit here and talk shit about it. But it's like they're trying to get that stuff. Like they're like some of these.
Or less free. And that's the thing. I guess the whole reason I brought it up to begin
Which
with is
is-
because we're the last place on earth.
Yeah, it sure seems that way.
If the United States falls to a control state, there's nothing left. There's nowhere to go. We'd have to start over. We'd have to a new fucking revolution. Which how many people died?
Well, and that's what I
Well-
love about all these like celebrities and stuff. Like, if Trump or whoever gets in, I'm leaving the country. First of all, none of them did.
No.
Second of all,
And they're just
where are you
trash.
gonna go?
They're just trash rich people. Dude, these rich people.
Where are you going?
And I don't mean to talk shit about this guy because I really like him and I think he's a funny guy and everything. But how hard Tom Segura has gone in the paint against poor people when that fat, stupid bastard was a poor person.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
how much of
like,
that is comic relief?
He's not. He's the only reason he even lost weight is because he hired guys to help him lose weight because he's too fat and stupid to not lose weight by himself.
True.
Like,
I mean, his best friend is Bert Kreischer, so I mean, like, he's not that upset about fat, stupid people.
Yeah, but
losing
Bert's
weight
not
too.
poor.
Okay, you think that's
there
okay?
you go.
Yeah,
Like,
you
he
have
has
to have one
gone-
of these three things.
And it's just like
You can be
dude,
fat and stupid, but you can't be poor. You can be poor, but you better be good looking.
money
and smart
change.
as fuck,
Money
which would
changes you.
negate you being poor.
Money changes
generally.
you. You're not the same person anymore when you get money.
Yeah, I
man.
think
it's
there's a
just
lot of
it's
that.
the fact of it. Like they actually did this whole study.
I don't know
where,
what that has to do with the country, but
No,
other than,
okay. An example. They did this whole study where they
That
I don't know,
Tom
they
Segura
measured
thing
some
was.
chemical reaction or something in human bodies to like sad events and shit like that. And like
Oh yeah, we
peop-
saw this the other day.
wealthy people have less of an actual sympathetic reaction, which is a chemical thing that happens in your body,
Right.
than poor people.
Well, yeah,
Because
when
poor
you
people-
inject money like Magic Johnson to get rid of AIDS,
poor people can actually understand what it's like.
money.
Average people, middle class people can actually understand what it's like to suffer a devastating loss, whereas wealthy people don't see that,
Right.
and they lose touch with
They're
it,
not around it,
and they
as
don't
much.
understand that. And I started to
Oh.
bag on Tom, but it's just he's right there, and I watch him. So
Oh, dude,
there's
I-
that.
It's
Again,
a lack
like-
of empathy.
It
you
is.
know?
It's a lack
Yeah.
of empathy because they
Well,
don't see it. They
Yeah,
don't-
if you don't see it, you don't care about it.
Well, it's
Well, and you
it's-
don't understand what it's like, or you've forgotten
Or
what
you've
it feels
forgotten.
like.
or you forgot.
Well, yeah, dude. It's like I worked for a guy who was a millionaire and
Yeah.
very much multimillionaire. And like, yeah, dude, there's a difference when they're like, why wouldn't you like just do this, just borrow the money and then blah 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 blah. Like it's like it's nothing.
Because I can't operate.
Yeah,
that
it's like,
way.
hey, ma'am, not all of us have like $100,000. like-
right.
Sorry, like just borrow this and like you borrow it from your family, blah 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 blah. But borrow the money from your parents.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
I'm sorry, my parents grew up here and like it's not like they
Working
just got
class.
Yeah.
yeah like
They have some
Millions
money,
of
but they
dollars
took up their
sitting
whole
aside.
life to fucking
Well, that's the
earn
thing.
that.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. I should bankrupt my family.
and it's
Mhm.
it's but there's like the concept of like, oh well, just do this, and it's like, well,
that doesn't work for
yeah,
everyone.
you can't just do that.
Well, I mean, I got to be honest.
So
Anytime
there is a
Hollywood chimes in
detachment.
on any of this shit, I'm just like, I believe exactly
Well,
the
and-
opposite of that. I'm pretty sure.
Well, and I'm going back to the whole Tom thing. Like, he's not Hollywood. Like, if he
No.
is Hollywood now, that's bullshit. He's not Hollywood.
No.
He didn't start out Hollywood. Rogan's definitely not fucking Hollywood.
No, they push back against that shit.
Yeah, and
Well, because they got a common sense fucking brain. They can think for themselves. They're not part of this collective bubble of
yeah,
Whatever it
if you
is.
don't do this, then you're not this. Like, man, fuck yourself. Like,
Yeah.
that's this whole like cancel culture. You know, it's been talked about a million times, but like, cancel what? Like, nobody's. You don't have that pull for one. There's not enough of you.
no.
And for two, cancel us for not agreeing with every fucking bullshit thing you say that doesn't even make sense. If us four, all of us, sat down and put out on paper our top 5 things we care about, none of us are going to have the same shit.
No.
We're going to have different things.
Yeah.
Would any of you hate me for having different things from you?
No.
Would I hate you?
I might.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think Drew. I think Drew and Justin might.
No, but I mean,
That's my freedom.
nobody like
True.
we all have our own thing, and we're all doing our own thing, and we're all different fucking people, and we should be, for fucking Christ's sake. And that's what makes this country fucking great.
And there was a time where that was celebrated, actually.
yes,
like
absolutely.
different
It's
people-
still celebrated, but they only like to celebrate it if
Yeah.
you agree with them,
yeah.
and that's fucked up. You should be able to celebrate your thing and know that motherfuckers don't like you. And
Yeah,
that's
there was
okay.
there was a time
Yeah.
when different points of views could be talked about. Now it's just yelled about.
Well, and maybe you'd learn something.
So,
If me
yeah.
and you disagreed on something, maybe we could discuss that. And who knows, maybe you'd learn something, maybe I'd learn something. But if I just fucking hate you because you don't agree with the fact that Chevys are bad cars, and you're like, Chevys are great, and I'm like, no, they're pieces of shit, and now I fucking hate your guts. That's ridiculous.
Well, and the problem with that, and Drew made a good point here, or at least I think is the point he was trying to make, is like what happens is that conversation, rather than like talking about the thing, it just gets shut down.
Mhm.
And now you're not listening to that other point of view because you're like, they don't see it the same way I do, so I don't even want to listen to what they have to say, and that's just dumb. Like that's how people learn things. People
It's
are allowed to
uneducated.
change their minds.
It's just uneducated people. That's all I hear every time people like that want to just shut it down. It's like, oh well, I just refuse to like actually learn or grow as a person.
Well, that's the thing is your
like-
opinion is based on what you've
What are you-
learned.
why
or
don't you
what you
listen to
know.
their opinion? Because then you might learn.
Right. If you
Yeah.
don't listen to anyone else's learned things or opinions, then you're never going to learn a new perspective and possibly change your mind. Like changing your mind is not a bad thing. Like
Never.
if you get new
it's a sign of
information,
intelligence.
if you get new information
Because I
that
can tell
changes
you
the
what,
way you think about
if
something.
you think the way you did when you were 5, you're
Right.
an asshole.
I was,
like
I was
Yeah.
just gonna say that. There's nobody sitting here, and I'm sure nobody
Like,
out there
come
that
on.
can say, "Hey, when I was 15, I really had it figured out."
Brad's
You know what I
learning how to
mean?
drink.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch a podcast later on how to drink things. Oh, jeez.
Red Bull, it gives you.
We did a podcast on how to drink things. Don't you remember?
That's right, we did.
Vortex that
I had
shit,
forgotten.
pussy.
Oh God, I'm not. It's empty anyway.
You know you should be thrown in jail.
For coughing on a podcast.
Yeah, that and not Vortex.
Yeah, I agree with
Dale.
Dale.
Okay.
Holy
100%.
shit! Holy shit!
Yeah. This is a
Actually,
first.
we're all just gonna bombard on Brad here.
Perfect.
Learn to drink, bro.
Okay, sorry, Jesus.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh, now my viewpoint
I-
has changed. You okay?
now you're wondering if he's okay, but you weren't asking me.
Hey, you're fine.
Hey, you're
Listen,
fine.
no one listened to the new Faith No More singer. He's not really involved.
What is it?
That's it.
Wait, what?
Huh?
Did you kill that fish? I was always so concerned about the fish at the end of that video.
So
I have no idea what you're
freedom
talking
is no longer free. Well, it's never been free.
It's never been free.
It's always cost $1.05, but due to inflation, it's now about like $1.75.
Yeah.
Don't even get me started on eggs.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah, I like them.
Yeah.
I don't know. The one thing about freedom is it's free, man. You just might have to give your life.
Yeah, that's all. Which is kind of freeing.
Well,
I'm
I
willing.
mean, you won't have to, but they'll give it for you.
No, I would too. I think that's part of the American spirit. I think that's something that I don't know. Maybe it's just me. You're gonna have to kill me all the way before I stop fighting for that shit. You're gonna have to if you just blow my legs off, I will still crawl at you.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna have to kill me all the way. Like,
Nah, you put a flesh wound.
Lieutenant Dale.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got the hat for it.
He does have
Well,
the hat for it.
fucking
Nothing more American.
Nothing more American than camouflage, bitch. You can't see me coming.
It's a Colombian hat and a Cancun shirt.
I would, yeah, because
First off, I wouldn't-
Americans go to fucking Cancun. They just
Like,
do.
hold on a second.
And it's a good time.
I know a lot of people, and I can say honestly, none of them have ever eaten canned coon.
No, it's usually fresh.
You're from California. Yes, they have. It was just.
Have you been to
called
Arkansas?
tofu.
Someone in Arkansas ate some canned coon at some point in
Yeah,
time. I
I think
guarantee it.
Yeah, that's what this. That's
Canned meat.
And you know what? They should have the right to.
yes,
Yeah.
they should. Or
I mean,
squirrel.
I'm,
or
I'm
squirrel soup.
honestly, like, why are domestic animals off the menu?
Yeah.
They should never be.
Oh, well, and some Chinese restaurants they're not.
I ate Brad's cat for lunch.
Yeah.
hmm
That's a different. Anyway.
Parmesan garlic.
Yeah,
it was-
but his man cave's pretty tasty. I mean,
because of the hot
Accurate.
tub and the bedazzling. I don't
Mostly the bedazzling. Well, let's wrap this up, boys. We've been
Irre-
at it for a
irre-
while.
irre-
Any
irre-
final thoughts on this subject?
No.
you know, I
Okay.
guess
Great way to end
and
a
that is
podcast.
that is your right. That is your freedom to have no thoughts. It is your
Yeah.
freedom.
That's okay too.
That's like super American.
That
Like,
is
not
really
having a
actually
thing.
very
I
American.
don't think at all.
All right, so yeah, no, on closing, I would say just don't believe CNN.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go
I
with
think
that.
most of the media at this point, I mean, to be honest. they're all one way or the other, and it's all the same shit.
Well,
Sue me,
yeah, I mean,
bitches.
I don't know, man. Like, yeah, I kind of take that stuff. I would, like, if I had to fight for our rights and country and stuff, yeah, sure, why not? Like, it's worth it.
Well,
I think we
I think
have.
most sane people probably would, but it's the other people that aren't willing to fight for anything, but they want to be on social media and shit, just blasting people.
Using,
You know,
left and
but-
right.
using the
like-
freedom they were given by the country that they live in
to try to
to
take
say all
other
kinds of
people's-
shit that they couldn't say in other countries or even post
Or to
on
try to take-
Twitter or X or whatever the fuck because it's banned in their fucking country. So
or they're
Well,
using their freedom to try to
'cause-
take other people's freedom away.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
You shouldn't have free speech, but I should be able to say that.
Yeah,
Yeah, like, okay.
exactly.
Everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth.
Yeah, so I think in closing here, don't be a dick.
Yeah,
America,
In short, yeah, like literally.
him in the
I mean,
mouth.
that's pretty much it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like, don't be a dick.
no, that's it.
Or you'll get pistol whipped.
Or you'll get pistol whipped, and we'll see you on the next one.
My dang old truck, my dang old pickup truck, and my dog. Who hit my wife?